Welcome to Tales and Tatase. I am Atinúkę, your host, storyteller, and culinary adventurer. The thing is, I love food creativity. So you'll find random things in my house that you may not have in your house, especially if you're from similar background in Lagos. I grew up in Lagos. So I have butter beans. And I know that it might not be something that you'd randomly have in your house, but I do have butter beans. I like butter beans with different things, kidney beans. I try all sorts of beans because I try to say that I'm eating protein, even if they say beans is not protein. Me, I'm just tired, but let's leave all those things for another conversation and for Uncle Eddie. So I have butter beans. I feel like eating beans. I don't have energy or time to be boiling regular Nigerian beans. Ewa oloyin. So I don't have time to boil that, and I want to taste what butter beans is like anyway. So I had butter beans in the house. I also had stew, and when you make stew and there's too much stew, not enough chicken or meat for the stew, like there's a whole lot of stew. So I had a lot of stew left with no chicken or meat inside, and onions and scotch bonnets because we want to be safe, and sea bass because we want protein on the side. I'd have liked to put dodo, but I've tried to, work on my fitness and weight. Because this dress, I want to talk about this dress. This is the right point to talk about this dress, talking about weight. I don't know what I was feeling like. I went to buy a smaller size. Because I thought, maybe, anyway, the people that made this dress might not recognize it. So I don't know if I should bother saying their name. If I step back a bit, I'm not sure if you can see it. But if I step back a bit, you'll see that the dress is like a 3/4 length dress. You'll see it better when I go to the to cook. I had to literally make the dress short because they use that whole area of length to increase the hip, and it's still like a sausage. My bottom half is still like a sausage squeezed inside this dress. But it's a really, really nice dress. It would have been nice. In fact, let me say it's by This Is Us. I will say this so that those of you that have the body shape that's perfect for this dress can go ahead and buy the dress. It's also open at the back. I didn't know it was open at the back. So I wore like a nude vest thing inside because I'm trying to keep it wholly on the show. You get me? Anyway, so yeah, This Is Us. It's a really lovely dress. I love the color. I love the print. But unfortunately, they didn't have my formation. Anyway, let's go! So, remember Chef Ope told us that we just need salt for our sea bass. Well, I'll put garlic and white pepper, but I understand what she means by not too much. And just season on the back because you'll get the flavor, especially when you're using my pan, no wash seasoned pan. Have some salt crystals, some garlic granules, and some white pepper. So this is what it looks like. I just sprinkled some salt crystals, white pepper, and garlic granules. I'll drizzle a little bit of oil and I'll set it aside while I start to make the stewed butter beans. So these guys, they're easy. All you have to do is drain them and cook them, but you're not meant to overboil. Just make sure it's hot inside. So it's the sauce I'm really going to focus on, because when I drain this and put this in the sauce, it'll be pretty much ready. So I'll put this aside and start chopping the onions, scotch bonnets, fry that for a bit, add the already made leftover stew, let them all get together, yin yang, be friends, everybody is happy. I'll taste to make sure that no salt or seasoning has been taken away from the stew, and then I add the butter beans. Adebayo, I'm going to ask you a very interesting question. Not that interesting, to be honest, but I'm going to ask you a question. So, do you mind seeing onions in your food?
Contrary to some other people's opinion that they don't like seeing the onions. I don't see it as a big deal. I mean, it's food for me. I just put it in my mouth and it's fine.
You said put it in my mouth.
It's lovely.
I like seasoned onions as well. So like even crispy onions, some fried crispy onions, that you use to like garnish food. I like that as well. And when there's a way I like to see my onions in certain foods. So there's some foods that I like to see my onions like thin sliced, and then there's some I like to see them diced like this. I'll bring the onions closer to show you. So I remember cutting onions for a friend in her house one day. We're cooking together, and she was like, "No, just chop it." I'm like, "No, it has to be like, they have to all be like even and small." And she was like, "Talurai," but for me, those things matter. So as you can see, I don't know if you, yeah. So you see that I chopped them into like small squares. Like small, I don't know if these are squares, but yeah. And if I catch anyone like this guy that is not separating, I'll chop it again. So now that I've chopped the onions and the scotch bonnets, I'm ready to go in with the fry. Well, not me, the onions and scotch bonnets. You know the pea now. We're being healthy, we cover the base of the pan. To be honest, all these fancy pots, Salad Master and all of them, they say you don't need oil. But the times I've tried to cook without the oil, it's obvious that I don't want it to be too obvious. I'm trying to lose it. Let me enjoy the food. So yes, just a little bit of oil to cover the base of the pan. I feel like I need more, but there's also a little bit of oil on the face of the stew. So I think the combination of the two should be fine. Adebayo, get ready. You might cough or sneeze a little bit because I'm frying scotch bonnets. So.
Scotch bonnet ain't got nothing on me.
Okay now. Says Ajebutter Adebayo. So I am going to caramelize the onions a little bit. You know the pea. Not too much, to be honest. It's more like blanche as opposed to caramelize, because it's just going to be a bit transparent. Little brown edges. Yeah. I'm smelling the... So you know this is like the base thing when you're doing asu, right? You fry like chili, scotch bonnet, atarodo and onions first and all of that before you... I mean, we'll do it on a different show, so I won't tell you yet. But yeah, I'm smelling that first part where the onions and the scotch bonnets are frying nicely. I'm about to sneeze, oh, my street cred. My street cred. Adebayo, please edit that part. Let them see me shaking because of pepper, because my mouth is so sharp. Oh, I'm a Yoruba meal. One full scotch bonnet. And I don't know how come, but in the UK, one scotch bonnet or two scotch bonnets is fine for a pot of stew. But in Nigeria, we use like 6 or 7. It's not the same level of spiciness in the scotch bonnets. It's so interesting. Okay, so yes, I think we've got it to where we want it to be. I don't know if you can see that. So some brown edges, blanch onions, a bit transparent. Oh my gosh, my street cred, guys. Honestly, I can handle the pepper. And I'm going to add our stew now. You guys need to watch the what to get Ajebutter. Guys, Adebayo, if you edit this part, can you guys hear Adebayo coughing at the back? What was I saying? Please make sure you watch the sickle cell awareness episode with Alera. It's actually quite funny, but so informative. You know, the gist of it. So you know, with regular Niger stewed beans, we use palm oil. I'm thinking maybe I should have used palm oil to fry the onions and the chili to really give it that flavor. But these butter beans, Ajebutter. So I'm not sure how that will go with palm oil. So I'm going to drain this in the sink and I'll come back to pour the drained beans in here to cook. Now this is nicely drained. I'm just going to put it in here. And it's not butter beans in salt water, it's just in regular water. So I'm going to add some salt to it. Okay. So I'm going to just... You guys, Adebayo said I should add crayfish. Ajebutters like crayfish. So this Ajebutter beans Gonna get some crayfish. So I just put a little bit of crayfish because we're experimenting. All the best to us and to you too when you try it. I'm going to leave this to cook properly, move it aside, and then start with my sea bass. By the time the sea bass is ready, this should be ready as well. I'm not sure we need to show you anything about making sea bass because I've made sea bass a few times on here. A little bit of oil, fry, and that's it. Actually, because I love you guys so much, I have linked Chef Ope's video where she made this delicious egusi coconut curry with some sea bass. So you have good tips, hacks, tricks, whatever it's called, for making a lovely pan-seared sea bass. Well fried, flat, all of that good work. I don't need to show you. Go and watch the video. Moment of truth. Ajebutter said I should add crayfish. I've not added crayfish before to butter beans, but we'll find out now. Would it make sense? What makes sense, guys? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And my book is available on all Amazon platforms. The ebook, please buy the ebook. You have that on your phone. All of that good stuff. Ajebutter beans, it has like a, obviously it's butter beans. So it has like a buttery taste that makes up for the palm oil. Really nice. All right, bye.